What's going on, kid family? Welcome back to the channel. We're finally in the house studio. We got the turbos mocked up, and on today's video we're talking about our base model 8th gen Civic R18 turbo budget eBay turbo kit and the problems we're currently having with it. So stay tuned for the whole video, because in the end you'll see what possible problem we're having right now. So look, I don't think there'll be any problems. Alright, so yeah, we did it. We put a budget eBay turbo kit on our Honda Civic. We tuned it ourselves. Everything was going well. 4,000 or 5,000 miles later, winter season approaches, right? One random day I get a huge amount of smoke coming out of the exhaust, almost like a blown turbo or a leaking head gasket and burning coolant. It looked crazy. Next day we find out our oil catch can is full, and because of the cold temperatures, oil catch cans fill up really quickly. There's so much condensation that builds up, and that was a big problem. So my thought process was, let's empty the oil catch can, keep emptying it out every couple of days so it doesn't accumulate. No more smoking, right? I didn't really realize why the smoking was happening. I just blamed it on the full oil catch can, but that did not help. Even with me emptying the oil catch can frequently, it would fill up quite a bit every single day from driving. Even small drives within 20-30 miles, there was already a decent amount of accumulation in the oil catch can. So my thought process, let's eliminate the oil catch can. We're just gonna vent our valve cover directly out to a hose and point it towards under the vehicle, so whatever condensation builds up, whatever blow by we have to eliminate, it just gets dumped to the atmosphere. Totally illegal, but that's what we're doing right here. And as you guys know, I don't have a PCV valve. I don't have a positive crankcase ventilation valve. I just have a bare hollow barb fitting in there from the crank, and that as well is connected to a hose going under the vehicle, so my car can vent easily under boost pressure. There's no restrictions, and again, I'm not limited to accumulating condensation in any kind of oil catch can. So this was the ideal setup for the winter, and that's what we did. However, that did not help the situation. The car was still smoking, and I actually at that time I noticed through the valve cover port, vent port, I was even getting some white smoke while the car was running or after driving it aggressively, and I come to a stop and I look at the port. I'm venting smoke. Same thing when I open the oil cap, I get a puff of smoke, and there's like this smoke and condensation built up there, and I don't know what it was. So I got scared, and I'm thinking maybe this is blow by, too much blow by. What causes blow by? Piston rings. If your piston rings are not sealing properly or they're damaged or whatnot, you can get more blow by, because I'm getting so much pressure out of the oil cap that this was really shocking, and I was nervous at first. But check this out. I compared my blow by from the oil cap to two other Honda Civics that are bone stock, and I'll play you guys the results here of my car, my coworker's car, and another person's car. All 8th gen R18 Civics. Got another stock R18 here. Stock engine, 110,000 miles. shock crankcase and everything. And granted, mine seems like it has a little bit more. I'm compensating the extra air from the turbo, potentially causing a little bit more blow by right there. But it wasn't too crazy because the factory R18s also had a lot of vent coming out from the oil cap. So I eliminated that process and I said, this looks normal blow by. Let's continue doing what we have to do to figure out what is possibly wrong. Hit up AutoZone, get a compression tester, and we hit up the cylinders once again. Now remember guys, I did a compression test before I even turboed the car as a baseline, and we're gonna tell you guys some of those numbers towards the end of the video, but I'll play you the clip of me doing the compression test currently. The only difference between the original compression test I did was that I parked the car after driving it. I gave it like 3 hours to sit down, cool off a little bit. It was still warm, but it was cool. And I'm not gonna wait till the end of the video. All our compression numbers were consistent throughout each cylinder, and we averaged just about 210 psi across the board. Nice number, consistent, perfect. Now I'm gonna play you all the videos that I did and my buddy Kesso recorded. Thank you, Kesso, for helping me film this. Again, the microphone on this GoPro was jacked up. It was internal audio, which completely sucked. So I apologize. There's some clips here, and then probably in the next video I'm going to film that the audio kind of sucks. But let's check out these compression test numbers. Shit, that's really good. That's really good. And that was open throttle, pedal to the metal, just about 240. I'm gonna do it again with the throttle closed now. Just about the same with no throttle depressed here. So now I'm gonna take all the other cylinders out, spark plugs, and go from there. All right, now we took all the spark plugs out and we're gonna check the compression test. This is how I did it last time, so we're gonna do it again the same way. Yeah, 240 on that one. I'm gonna do it one more time to double check. All right, consistent and good numbers, a little over 240. So we want consistent numbers. That's good. Oh, 240 just about. Let's try that one more time. Okay, very good. Number 3. Little less. Yeah, number 3. Cylinder 3 was the one that was wet with oil. And there's a little bit less pressure here too. Let's try that again. Yeah, so a little less on this one. Number 3, not terribly less though. Try that one more time. All right, retest on cylinder 3. 120, like 120-ish. One more time, last time. And there you have it, folks. Cylinder number 3, low compared to the other cylinders. Now, this is very interesting. Again, the original compression test was 210, and now I'm assuming because our engine was warmer during this compression test, all our other cylinders are at 240. And potentially something is wrong with cylinder number 3, whether it's rings, whether it's the head gasket, whether it's the valves, intake or exhaust side not seating properly, possibly some kind of crack in the head, possibly a small crack in the cylinder wall. Who knows? But we do have less compression in that cylinder, and that is a problem. And this is to be continued, guys. Comment down below, what do you think happened here? What is going on? Do these compression numbers look normal to you? And again, what is the difference between a cold compression test and the warmer compression test? Are these numbers going to vary? That's a big question out there online. Obviously, the colder the engine, the compression rings contract. The hotter the engine, they expand in the cylinder and they seal better. So yeah, I can see some increase in pressure. So this test, everything seems valid here, and I'm worried because I'm still getting that smoking in the morning. Just about 2 minutes into idle, I get that smoke. And originally I thought it was just that idle. When I start up the car, I get it for a couple minutes and then it dissipates when I'm driving. But one day I was hanging out with a group of people and I had my car idling for about an hour. And after like 30-40 minutes, it started smoking out of nowhere like crazy again. So it's a very weird, we are experiencing kind of weird symptoms. You know, can it be leaky valve seals? Is it something more serious like piston rings that require a whole tear down? And again, everything else I mentioned could be a potential problem. But I think I covered everything I wanted to cover in this video, even though I jumped through a couple things and summarized it. But if you guys have any opinions on this, comment down below. We're going to be trying to check out the drain line too. We got to check the drain line, make sure it's flowing well, not clogging anywhere and backing up in the drain line. Because what happens then, you push out excessive oil into the turbine housing and burn that off there. So that's all. We got a couple of exams and tests coming up to make sure R18 is gonna still survive. Because I had some more plans on this build, potentially turbo upgrade, as you guys can see. But this is taking me back to basics since it is my daily driver. So cross our fingers, like the video for good luck, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along.